Let's go on a journey. We'll learn about legends and find spooky stories. We'll learn about legends like Bigfoot, hybrids like the Goatman, the Mothman. Who knows what we'll learn and find on this journey? All kinds of monsters. Who knows what we'll learn along the way? There's so many legends out there, so many to learn about. And we'll learn about legends that we probably didn't even know about together, and come upon stories that'll scare the pants off us. So let's go on this journey together.
Hey y'all, it's Autumn from Myers Paranormal, and it's spooky season. And every spooky season I do some spooky things, little crazy little spooky shorts. I read spooky stories for y'all, and we do a nighttime investigation for y'all. Just do little spooky things extra for y'all because we love the spooky season. You know, we know some of y'all do too, so well, let's get started and continue on. We got in some of these stories last year when we was reading this book, so let's get into it. And I think we all have this fear when we're driving, especially at night. And sometimes we feel like somebody's watching us from the back seat, and we glance up and look in the mirror. And there ain't nobody there, but sometimes. Have you ever had that feeling? That's what the story, the back seat, is supposed to be about. Is about. Okay. This is about a couple that got married. Jenny and Eddie just got married, and they didn't have a lot of money, and they needed a car. And they've been looking, and finally they found one. And it was odd that it was just what they was looking for. It was the classic car, but the price was just so low. And they couldn't believe it, so they went to the shop and asked the shopkeeper, is it really this low for this car that should be so much? And he said, yes, but I have to tell you, everybody who buys this car returns it as not long after they buy it. But they didn't care. They just thought it was just crazy talk or something. So they jumped at it because it was what they wanted, and they needed a car. So they bought it. And when they drove together, they was fine. But when they was alone, they had weird feelings, weird smells. And Eddie's like, well, it is an old car, and old cars have weird smells. So he brushed it off. And so Jeannie was riding along, and she kept getting the feeling of somebody watching her in the back seat. So she would look over her shoulder, but there was nobody there. And Eddie's like, I don't know, maybe you're just getting paranoid. You're not used to the car yet. But it kept on happening. And then finally one day she decided, one day she felt that feeling, but this feeling, it was stronger. And she was too scared to look back. But she decided to glance up in the mirror. And she saw these mean, ugly eyes looking back at her. And she glanced away, but she glanced back up at the mirror, and they was gone. And she was so scared. She drove home. She told Eddie, and then Eddie's like, that's it. We're taking it back. So they took it back, and he's like, I knew it was going to happen. And he told him the reason why it happened, because why everybody's taking it back, because they say it's haunted because where it first started was a gangster owned the vehicle, and he was off in the back seat, and now it's haunted. Well, that wasn't scary, was it? But it would be scary to be in that moment. I would, especially driving and to look back, that would be scary. The black dog. Not much. It's a shadow picture. John lived with his family in a big house near the town. One night he could not sleep, so he went to the window. He looked down and he saw this big black dog. And for some reason he just kept staring at it. He was afraid to look away. And he just kept staring. He don't know why. Usually he would go down and chase it away, but with this dog, he couldn't look away for some reason. So he kept staring at it. Finally, time passes. Hours. He finally turned away and went to bed. In the morning, the dog was gone. Soon, John became ill. And he kept getting worse, and his family paid money for the best doctors to try to figure out what's wrong with him, but they could not figure out why. And every time every time they would go to the doctor on a drive, he would see the dog. Just to town, on walks, if he could walk that day. He just didn't understand it. Nobody else could see it but him. But the day he laid in his hospital bed, his family looked at him in fear. He was in fear of something, and they looked down at the bottom of the bed and they saw the dog. And they chased it away. And they looked up and down the halls and they could not see. They could not find the dog. And they decided to stop looking for the dog and go be with John. But when they got back, John had passed. So, what do y'all think the dog was? Do y'all think the dog was some kind of reaper? Or some kind of demon? Some kind of creature out of this world? Something that had made him sick. Or it could have been any of them. He knew it was his time, or he the one that made him sick. We may never know. If y'all know anything, if you heard a legend of a black dog or something like this, comment down below. And maybe I'll look into it. the man on the road. Adam was driving home on the road in the woods, just trying to get home. He was really tired, and he was thinking about nothing but getting home. But in the distance, he saw something lying on the road, and he's like, that can't be what I think it is. And it was a body. He thought it was a body. And the closer he got, it was a body. And he was thinking, should I stop? But for some reason, he felt like he shouldn't stop. He wavered for a few minutes, but he decided, no, I shouldn't stop. So he went around the body and kept on going. And he turned around. He glanced. He turned around, glanced like this. And he could see something standing there in the road. A person, something. And he just turned back around real fast and just kept on going. 5 minutes up the road. He's like, he had a feeling, what was that? Maybe I should have stopped. But what was that standing in the road? So he keep on going. Should he turn around? So he decided to turn around and go back. On his way back, it got foggy. And he's like, he can't see nothing. So he wasn't sure where the exact place was. So he kept on going, and he slowly, but he kept feeling paranoid. So he's like, what's this feeling? So he just feel like he needs to glance back. So he keeps glancing back, but he don't see nothing. But still trying to stay focused on driving because he don't want to run off the road because he's tired. So finally he thinks he found the spot, and he pulls over and trying to see through the fog. And he looks around. He gets out. Duh. He looks around. He doesn't see nothing. He's like, maybe I was just seeing things. I don't know. But there ain't no way here now. I just want to get home. So he just gets in his car and keep going and trying to find a place to turn around so he can just get out of there. So he finally finds a place to turn around. And when he turns around, he backs up back on the road. Remember, it's foggy, and he hears a thump. That wasn't a good thump. It was more like a thump like that, but you know what a thump hitting a body or whatever. Hitting something with a car. He was like, what was that? And first thought was, I don't know, he's freaking out because he's already freaking out because he thought he saw a body, and he saw somebody standing, and he's tired, and his night's already going wild. So he pulled back into where he was backing up. He got out. he grabbed his phone so he could see. And he goes around back. When he first puts his flashlight out where he hits, there's a body. And he's freaking out. Like everybody would be freaking out. And he don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. So he's just so freaking out. So he turns around because at this moment he's sick. He's down and he's fit to be healing. But for some reason he needed to look again. And he turns around to look again, and there ain't no body there. The body's gone. And he don't know he's just like, what is going on? Am I losing it? Am I that tired? And he looks at his car, and his car's not dented. There ain't no blood from where the body was hit. Nothing. So he just decided to just get out of there. So he gets in his car, backs out of there, and he just sped off. He wanted to get off that road. He wanted to get home as soon as he can. So he's driving above the speed limit just to get off that one road, because apparently that road is bad luck, whatever, driving him crazy. And here he is, starting to feel paranoid again. He feels like somebody's watching him. And he glanced back again. And that's when he sees somebody outside behind him, leaving in the dust. Somebody standing there again. Like, he's like, how's that possible? How can I see? I'm just moving. Why is there somebody behind me? So he's just over it. He's not going to look back, even if he's paranoid. So he's just speeding home. He's like, I'm not going to look back. He's just going to go home. So he just speeded home. Hopefully he don't run into no cops or nothing. Just speeding home. And he don't know. He don't care how fast he's going. He's speeding home. I don't know. Well, something jumps in front of him, and he don't know what it is. It's a human form. So, like any normal person, he turns the wheel and went off the road and into a tree. He hit a tree. And he's going in and out of in and out of consonants, whatever, speech problems. But anyway, he's going, blood running down his head, and all he hears is he sees whatever this is that's after him. And it gets him! No, I tried. But it did get him. And he was just never seen again. He ran off the road. and it got him. And they found the police. Somebody came by and saw the tire tracks and found his car in the woods. But his body wasn't there. They saw where it was dragged for a while, but he was just fainted after that. So they don't know where he went. He was never saw again. And that was the story. That was the story of the highwayman, the man on the road, something like that. The man on the road. I tried to make it scary. That's not scary at all, but that would be scary if that happened to me. The first few was a little creepy, but I might have to dig in another scary book, but find more scary ones. But what do y'all think about them? I think I read 3, maybe 4, but tell me what y'all think. Which one was your favorite? Which one was scary? Which one was your favorite? I think I would go with maybe the Vanishing Dog was not the Vanishing Dog. The Black Dog was cool, a good one. The car, all of them was good. Just wasn't scary. I need to find a really scary one for us. These are just mild. They're not scary. They're just stuff that could have happened. Stuff he probably made up. But if you had anything to go off of, any scary stories you want me to tell, you comment down below or email me, email us. But anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and talk to y'all. See you later. Bye, y'all.
You're watching Myers Paranormal.